I thought I was getting a violent kid. Turns out he was the only one protecting her. The call came at 8:43 on some random Thursday. The kind of morning where your coffee isn't even cooled enough to drink yet. The social worker hit me with twins, 6 years old, high trauma, 4 disrupted homes in 18 months. Which is social worker speak for buckle up, it's bad. I'd been a therapeutic foster parent for 3 years at that point. Dean and I had seen some rough cases. Kids who arrived with nothing but burns, bruises, rage, silence. But these two? Even the intake voice had that tone like she was handing me a live grenade. They showed up that Saturday in a state van. Each had a trash bag for luggage because apparently childhood trauma comes with a dress code. The transport worker practically tossed the files at me like they were radioactive and muttered a good luck that sounded more like a warning. The boy, Callum, climbed out first. Tiny for 6, maybe 40 pounds, hair hacked off like someone did it while he was moving. His eyes scanned everything. Roofline, street, doorways. Like he wasn't entering a home, he was entering a battlefield. His sister Nora wouldn't even get out of the van until he doubled back, took her hand and helped her down. She didn't say a word, didn't even look up, just folded into herself like she was trying to take up no space at all. I crouched down and introduced myself, and Callum immediately stepped in front of her like a human shield. Fists clenched, shoulders locked, completely silent. Dean joined me, gave the warm, "You're safe here" speech we've given a dozen times. Nothing, not even a blink. We brought them to the room we'd set up. 2 beds, matching quilts, stuffed animals. I thought it'd feel welcoming. Instead, Callum shoved the beds together instantly, scraping the floor so loud it made me jump. Nora crawled into the middle, curled up facing the wall. Callum planted himself on the outside edge, closest to the door, body angled like he was ready to intercept whatever came through it. 6 years old, and already living like a guard dog. Dean and I exchanged the silent married couple, "Oh hell, look," and backed out before we spooked them more. Then we opened the file. Their history read like a horror anthology. Removed from their birth mom at 18 months. First foster home, red flags, then criminal charges. Second, Callum's aggression. Third, mysterious bruises, screaming. Fourth, the infamous knife incident, the one plastered all over the notes. Callum attacked his sister with a kitchen knife, except buried in the back of the file was the part no one seemed to read. The foster father had cornered Nora with a belt because she'd wet the bed. 6-year-old Callum grabbed a knife, shaking so hard he could barely stand, and planted himself between them until cops arrived. That wasn't an attack. That was a kid choosing to be a shield when the adults whose job it was to protect them didn't. A psych eval even suggested separating the twins so they could develop individually, as if ripping away the only person who ever looked out for them would somehow fix what adults had broken. That night, I brought dinner upstairs. They still wouldn't come down. Callum took both plates, set one in front of Nora, and waited. She didn't react. He twirled spaghetti onto her fork, held it up until she finally opened her mouth. 3 bites for her, 1 bite for him. Over and over until her food was gone and his was barely touched. He wasn't eating because she wasn't finished. I brought him another plate and left it on the dresser. He stared at the door for a full minute before grabbing it like he expected someone to snatch it away, then inhaled it so fast I thought he'd choke. Later, I called their old caseworker, asked about the violent incidents. She told me calmly, too calmly, that all the reports showed Callum hurting his sister, that they were considering residential care for him. I asked her to send every single report. I sat at our kitchen table reading until my coffee went cold, and a pattern started jumping out in neon. Nora spills a drink. Adult grabs her too hard. Callum shoves them, documented as sibling aggression. Foster mom raises her hand at Nora. Callum drags Nora away so fast he leaves marks, documented as injuries caused by Callum. Over and over. Not a single incident where he initiated anything. Every time an adult scared or hurt Nora, and Callum threw his tiny body into the path like that was what he was born to do. The system kept calling it violence, but all I could see was a little boy who had never been protected a single day in his life, choosing to be a protector anyway. Click the full story to see what happened next.